Matt here, Sober Cigars. Check it out. As you know, the last video was the Atabay Black. This is 2 days later, day and a half, 2 days. And I'm doing the, as you can tell from the name of the video, the Byron Distinguidos 21st. I hope I said that correct. So some people say they like this one better than the Atabay Black. Cool band, nice band. You know what's funny is probably won't be able to see it because of that glare and everything's actually backwards, but it says totally handmade cigars. Totally handmade. Okay. Anyway, some people say that that they like this one better than the Atabay Black. I've had this once before, and I really enjoyed it. As you know, when I had if you watch the Atabay Black one, that was my second Atabay Black. So again, I'd had one of those before, and I thought, you know what? Let me smoke the Atabay Black. Let me follow that up within a couple of days with this one to kind of see what I think, which one's better. The price on this, I think this is MSRP is $39.99 compared to the Atabay Black, which runs, some places had it for 50, a lot of them had it for 55. A few places got wild and it was way more, but 50 to 55 on the Atabay Black versus 40 for this one. Still higher price cigars, right, in general, but yeah, I'm gonna be curious to see which one I do like better here. And as you know from watching the Atabay Black review, I did have to give that one 4 stars. You know, and we'll see what this one does. Is this one also going to get 4? Is it going to get 5 stars? If it gets 4, which one do I personally think's better? I don't know. What's funny too is, as I was adding to my little write-up that I put down below that nobody reads, with the wrapper binder filler, who knows, because a lot's undisclosed, but check this out. So I believe Atabay Black was also from Costa Rica. It's in a factory in Costa Rica. Wrapper, Ecuadorian. It's the same as the Atabay Black, according to online. Anyways, binder, undisclosed. That's the same. Filler, also undisclosed. But on the site where I found info for this Byron, it's the same thing as the Atabay, where it's like, oh, and it has some Dominican and Peruvian in the filler. So sounds like these things, who knows, right, with undisclosed, but it's like, are these things pretty similar? I don't know. Anyways, I've been rambling on way too long. I'm going to fire this thing up and get back to you, see what we think. Oh, and the ring gauge is the same too. This is a 6 by 55. The Atabay Black was a 6 1/8 by 55. So anyways, I'll be back. Give me a second. Okay, so I can tell you this. The Atabay Black I had a couple days ago and the one I had last year wasn't able to be stacking nickels. I know everybody's like, oh, it's stacking dimes. I'm rolling with nickels. But look at that. That one's doing it. Look at that burn line. So into the first third, that, in my experience, with the 2 Atabay Blacks I've had, and now the second Byron, when I compare those two, I can say the construction's better for me. I mean, whatever. I didn't really care that the ash was falling off in the Atabay Black, but just thought I'd point it out for those that do care. This thing's great so far. Real quick, and then I'm going to go back to it. Black pepper. Get a little more pepper than the Atabay Black, which I'm not mad at. And it's not overpowering. I can retro, and I'm not like, you know, wincing or anything. It's fine. Just a little bit of black peppers there hanging out. Raisin, cocoa, nutmeg came in partway into the first third. A nice little musty notes kind of in the background. That's lovely. A nice oaky cedar, which turns to more of a deep oak for me. Also a really nice coffee and like an old leather note, you know, kind of like an old baseball glove, you know, kind of a note, if that makes sense to you. And that's more on the long finished here in the first third. I'm also what came into the first third was a graham cracker note on the retro, not really on the regular palate, but on the retro, I was getting like a really nice graham cracker. And then all of a sudden, boom, vanilla came in and punched me in the face. I was like, whoa, hello, which is great. So that's where I'm at so far. So far, this thing is really good. And yeah, that's what I know. I'll be back in a second because I'm going to go back and smoke more of this. All right. So this ash just does, I'm not doing anything to, excuse me, I'm not doing anything to try to have a long ash on this thing. It's just hanging on, and I'm not one to compare, a little bit of a wavy burn line. None of that stuff bothers me. If the ash was just falling off like the Atabay Black was, I wouldn't care. But I just wanted to point that out since I'm kind of comparing the two. And yeah, so graham cracker, black pepper, vanilla, almost kind of back and forth between maybe a light syrup. The breadiness is there. Still get a little bit of the raisin note in the background, which is great. And that musty note is still hanging out. Again, that's more of an undertone for me, but it's there. Pa, pa, pa. Stone fruit. I can't really pinpoint it, but there's a little undertone there going on. This is a great cigar. Atabay Black's also a great cigar. This one's great. This is really coming down to the final third. Is this final third going to dip on me like the Atabay Black did? And again, if you haven't seen the Atabay Black review, I'll have it at the end of this. When I say it dipped in the final third for the Atabay Black, it was still, if that final third was how the whole cigar was, I still would have said it's a 4-star. Still would have been a great cigar. But the Atabay Black just went from the first 2/3 amazing to just great. This one's amazing, and we'll see if it stays amazing for the end of it. I want to point out too, at the beginning, it wasn't like a super creamy smoke texture or anything, but it's been slowly building throughout the whole cigar. And now it's just a really creamy smoke texture, which is just great. Just great. What else? That's all. I'm going to finish this thing out. Whoa. Okay. This thing held on strong through the final third. So I can go ahead and tell you now, this is getting 5 stars. I don't even have to, this is not something I'm going to struggle with tonight and have to come back and add a clip saying it's something different. This has been great. So let me just say this too. I don't really know why there's some people out there, saying Atabay Black or the Byron 21st. I don't really know how that got started. That's a thing. I'm getting different stuff on this versus the Atabay Black. Some similar notes, of course, but they're two different cigars. If you haven't had either, I highly recommend getting them both. Both are great cigars. This one is going to be a 5-star though for me. Absolutely. I'll still get a couple Atabay Blacks each year when they come out, of course. I enjoy that cigar. Because again, the final third dip, but it was still a great final third of that one. But this one, for me personally, my taste, my palate, this one has been amazing from light up to the end here. Oh, let me show you. I'm still smoking it. I was just like, you know what? Let me come on and just finish this up. Finish the video here. I'm gonna finish puffing this thing on down, and I'll get out of here. But this thing's been great. What do we got? Creamy smoke texture. The cocoa, the chocolatey note did sort of take a back seat. It's more of an undertone at this point. That aged leather, that old baseball glove kind of thing I pointed out earlier, that and the coffee kind of more comes to the front a little bit. That vanilla, I have a typo in there. Who cares? Vanilla is still there. That graham crackery note is still there. A little bit of mustiness is still there. And the pepper. And for me, it's not like super peppery. It's just a little bit more than the Atabay Black. Because again, we're comparing it because people seem to compare these two, which I enjoy. So 5 stars for me all day. If you said I could have a box of the Byron or a box of the Atabay, I'd go with the Byron. So, which I'd be like, can I just get both? I like them both. But anyways, that's what I got. Great cigar. If you haven't had it, you should go and try one at least. And then, for some people it comes down to price point too. This one, this one's not a cheap date at $39.99, but if we're going to compare price, the Atabay Black, like I said earlier, is 50 to 55 depending on where you get it. Some places a little higher. So, if you just got $40, you want to burn it on a cigar, I'd get this one all day. Just really great. And this one, I don't know. I was gifted a couple of them, one from Peter and one from Nick, Mr. The Guess. And so thank you both, because I don't know which one this is, but I'll just say thank you to both. And I got one more. I'm going to be going and getting a few more of these things for sure. For sure. So anyways, let me know what you think. Drop down in the comments. If you've had both of these, which would you prefer if you could only have one? The Atabay Black or I don't want to call it the Byron Black, but some people have. So with Byron Black or the Atabay Black, which one would you prefer? Anyways, I'd go with this one. That's just me. So don't hate me, JD. Listen, JD, I should probably make sure JD can't see this video because he will block me for these comments. JD, just know I'm still with you on the warp stuff. So there we go. Anyways, thanks for watching. I got to add the end. So we still got the dueling palettes end screen on here. Got to find the right one. This is why. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, let me end this so I can go back to nubbing this cigar right here. Delicious. Delicious.